I'm Stephanie Brown with Painted Cave Studios, and this is my husband Scott Brown, and this is River. We'd like to introduce to you. She's the most important one in the family.
Of course she is.
Say hi, River. Yes. They keep the prettiest ones hidden or secret.
Oh my gosh, those are beautiful. Wow. She's beautiful.
Good girl.
Good girl. Thank you, River. So the market has opened. We have actually had a bunch of people come in. It's slowed down for just a minute, but it's going to pick back up. It's fabulous. Bone candles for the different intentions. Back to the owl pellets again. We have our pendulums. Brand new air freshener. So this is the magical bone pattern, and it has different intentions. That's new. We have the rattlesnake bottles. I'm gonna be doing specials for the bone kits, and oh, there it is.
I'm Stephanie Brown, and I am an artist and an author, and I've got lots of wonderful stuff I can show you.
Great. Can we check out your book?
Absolutely. So my book is called The Modern Totemist. My path is primarily totem animal based. This represents decades of mine and my husband's work with animal totems. So it's an original tradition. It's not a reimagining of another culture's tradition. It's unique. But this will walk you through understanding and discovering what your totem animals are and how you can work with them and how you can use them to enhance your personal life, your mental health, your magic. And it's got rituals that you can use to honor your totems as well.
That's beautiful.
Hi, I'm Dr. Ruth A. Souther, and I have written several books. One is Vega's Path, Priestess Process, also for men, and The Heart of Tarot. So, in fact, in this Heart of Tarot book, there's a lot of astrology. The deck I use primarily is the Thoth deck or the Crowley deck, and there's astrology laced throughout that whole deck, and that's how I got interested in astrology. So here's what you need to know when you look at a chart. A chart is the time that you were born, where you were born, and what city, town, country that you were born in. Those are very critical to it. Actually, astrology, birth times did not really start until about 100 years ago. Before that, an astrologer would just cast a chart for the whole day, and anybody came in, wanted to know a question, they'd look at that chart and they would answer the question, right? So, but what you need to know is when you look at a chart, you have the houses, and there are 12 of them. The houses are where things happen. So you wouldn't take a bath in your living room, right? You wouldn't cook in the bathroom. So the houses have very specific things that go on in there. So then you have the planets, and the planets are the expression. And so when Jupiter, for instance, is in one house, let's say the first house, it is the optimistic sense of who I am. So the house is about independent personality, and Jupiter is an optimist, right? So you look at all those, and then you start looking at how the combinations go, but it's the expression, all right? And then the signs become the way they are spoken. So actually, I will say the planets are the how, how it's expressed, and the signs are the actual energy. So those three things: the houses where it happens, the planets how it happens, and the signs are the expressions around it, what they tell you, the tone. Let's say that it's the tone. Those are the three main things you need to know about astrology. Now, astrology is not really mystical. A lot of people have a lot of ideas around what it means. To me, I believe in reincarnation, and I believe that people choose the things they want to learn. To me, there's no negative aspect. There are shadow sides, of course, to everything. But I do more Aquarian astrology because it's a lot more positive. But I'm not averse to telling someone if they have some shadow piece or something they really need to work on. And that's where the intuition also comes in. You start to feel the energy of the person you're working with, and you can pick up all kinds of interesting accents on it. So even though I'm looking at one sign or one planet in one house, all of a sudden I get a hit, and I can offer to that person something very deeply personal besides what I see. It is a blueprint, a map of what we want to do when we get here, but we don't often follow through. And another question I get a lot, and stop me if I need to, another question I get asked a lot is, well, what about babies? What about children? How does it play out? Well, not all of it plays out all at once. And we'd be insane if we tried to do 12 houses and, 10 planets and 12 signs and all the combinations. That's not even counting the asteroids or any of the other little weird things that are in there. So babies and children pick up mostly on their sun sign or their moon sign, on their rising. So the rising sign is your personality, not your personality, but the face you put to the world. So for instance, I'm a Virgo, and so that's my sun sign. I'm very practical, very good at details, but I have Sagittarius rising. That makes me very fiery. And so you can't always tell. So the face you present to the world is sometimes vastly different.
Interesting. Well, we're going to have you on a full episode of Everyday Witchcraft. We're going to explore a little bit of astrology, and I'm going to pick your brain about a lot of things, though. How can people find you?
You can email me at Ruth Souther, Souther 52 at gmail.com. You can find me on Facebook, both the Vega's Path, I also have a website, Vega's Path, or just look me up, Ruth Souther. And I am happy to converse about any of these things because these are all my favorite subjects.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you.
Blessed be.